It's time for Highlands football tonight from Golden Rams Stadium in Natrona Heights. It's a big Allegheny 7 matchup between the Highlands Golden Rams and the visiting Freeport Yellow Jackets. Along with the Dean, Mike Choma, this is Mike Pavlik, our spotter Ken Wood, Dom Green upstairs. And Dean, the Rams come into this game against Freeport with a 2-3 record. Freeport 4-2. The Rams are a game behind them in the conference standings. And the Rams are coming off some close losses. 3 losses this year by 4 points.
Well, Mike, again, it's been a tough go here. Highlands comes in the last 2 games 0-2. Freeport comes in 2-0. Question is, who would believe it? The Freeport players and fans, Mike. They're coming in there fired up for this one with a lot of confidence. Tonight's a must-win game for both teams. Again, we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's the key. And again, Highlands have lost 4 of their games by 3 points. So again, it's going to be 3 of their games by 4 points. So it's a must-win night for both teams. And again, we have to basically stay out of trouble, convert some third downs, hopefully, again, get things moving in the right direction.
Remember, the first 3 teams in the conference make the playoffs. The winner of this game's got the leg up for one of those 3 spots. The loser might have to leave it up to somebody else to make that determination for him, and you don't want to do that. We talk about Freeport. They are so young. They come in with only 5 seniors and John Gaylord in his 17th season as head coach.
Yeah, Mike, their 2 main skill players are juniors. Amos Glenn's their running back. He scored 6 touchdowns last week and ran for 249 yards against Burrell. He has 771 yards on the year and 11 touchdowns. Their quarterback, Drew Roth, threw for 1,259 yards and 13 touchdowns last year as a starter. He has 661 yards and 5 touchdowns. So young but with some experience. Again, you mentioned only 5 seniors on the roster. So let's see what happens tonight under the bright lights with a big crowd here tonight. Local game, great crowd. That's what we need.
That is what we need. Ron Gillette Towing and Services is a registered contractor certified in PA state inspections and emissions. Call Gillette's today for all your towing, paving, excavating, hauling, demolition, and snow removal needs. And if you're planning a cleanup, you can rent that 10-yard curve box, 1 call, and you can dump it all, just no paint and no tires. They're fully licensed, bonded, certified, and they own all of their state-of-the-art equipment, and they're proud to enjoy an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Call Gillette's today, 724-226-1222. The phones answer 365 days a year, 24/7. And as always, it's person to person. Find them on the web at rongillette.com or on Facebook, Ron Gillette Inc. Towing and more. Ron Gillette Towing and Services, the AK Valley's leader since 1955. All right, Cole Troutman kicks off, and we are underway. And this is Shamar Wright. And Wright is hit. Oh, it looks like he got hit late after he was down. Surprised there wasn't a flag there. Wright's out to the 32-yard line as he was hit and knocked down, but the Rams will have decent field position on their 32.
Take a look at starting line for the Golden Rams. At quarterback is Minaj Lucas. New running back tonight, Mike. Number 15 is Kyron Beasley. The wide receivers are Jamar Wright, number 1. 11 is Aiden Burford. 3, Montrell Johnson. 7, DeRai Carter. The down lineman after this play looks like Highlands a little confused right from the start here, Mike.
And you certainly don't want to be wasting a timeout right now. They have 11 players. Lucas, the quarterback. They go from the pistol, and they give us to Beasley, and Beasley is submarined and knocked off his feet by Bryson Pega, the outside linebacker. Went low, and oh boy, we have a pink flag down at the 30-yard line. Referee tonight is Joe Catanese. We had this crew at Amani a couple weeks ago. It's a legal motion call against Highlands. And they're going to take that and move the Rams back 5 yards. And there are those penalties, those self-inflicted wounds that have had so much to do with the Rams losing these close games. Starting lineups brought to you by Dan Timmons Painting, celebrating 45 years in business to beautify and protect. Call 724-224-2851.
Left tackle 65, Cruz Kelly. Left guard is 55, Kaden Dodonsky. The center is 63, James Naviglia. Cole Schaefer is 1 guard, 68. Morgan Smith is 70.
Lucas steps up. Lucas in trouble now. Sprints, looks, floats it downfield, and Burford pulls it in at the 50, and he's down to the Freeport 47-yard line. First down, Highlands. And that's a big one. 26 yards, first down, Highlands.
47-yard line. First down.
Highlands quickly into Freeport territory. Let's take a look at the Freeport defense. They start 3 down linemen. 77, Wade Patoshnik. 67 is Sam Austin. And 56 is Cole Troutman.
Rams want to go really quickly here, and the keep by Lucas this time, spins away, but he's grabbed by Sellinger. And you're going to see a lot of Sean Sellinger tonight. Number 5, their top-notch linebacker, and also their tight end who catches a lot of passes. And he stood Lucas up in the hole, and Minaj gets, we'll say, a yard.
Other linebackers, 23, Damon Gallia, 14 is Kanan Schlegel, and number 2 is Bryson Pega.
Second down, 9 yards to go. Highlands of the Freeport 46. And they're going to run a stretch play to Beasley, but they have him. Down around the ankles that time was Camden Schlegel, a sophomore outside linebacker. Again, we mentioned, these guys have 46 guys on their roster. 30 of them are sophomores or freshmen.
Yeah, Mike, their cornerbacks are 13, Madden Wojcicki and Danny King, and the safeties are 11, Drew Ross and Owen Einstein, number 1.
Third down, Highlands. And Lucas is back. Now Lucas going to step up in the pocket. He's going to run it forward. He's going to bounce off a man and get the first down. Lucas still on his feet and gets down to the Freeport 28-yard line.
He was stopped 3 times, Mike.
Finally, I think it was Camden Schlegel and Madden Wisniewski that got in there to knock him off his feet. But what a run by Minaj, 1st and 10. They're going to put it at the 28, an 18-yard pickup. Wow.
That's what that guy does, Mike. Minaj Lucas breaking a lot of tackles on that play.
1st and 10. Give it to Beasley again, and again there are 2 Yellow Jackets in there, and that's Sellinger again, and also 56, Cole Troutman, a junior defensive end, combined to tackle Kyron Beasley.
Beasley played a little bit of running back, Mike, but also don't forget we have freshman Tevin Owen Kratzenberg. He's had a couple carries along the year here.
You may see some shifting back there, a couple of guys. 2nd down, 10. Highlands at the first possession. They've had it 6 plays, which was their longest drive last week. And here's Lucas in trouble, and Lucas is sacked back at the 33-yard line. Probably wanted to get rid of that one. Dawson Gaylott, the linebacker, with the sack.
That time he kept looking downfield. Mike didn't see the traffic in front of him. Lost about 4 on the play.
First sack for Freeport tonight. Second, it's going to be 3rd down, 15 now for Highlands. The Rams 1 for 1 tonight on 3rd down. This season coming in at 25%. That's been a bugaboo. That's why they're not keeping these drives alive. Lucas is back. They're after him again. Boy, he's had no time. But he gets out of there, and here he comes. He's over the 25 to 20. He's at the 15. He's got a 1st down at the Freeport 11-yard line.
That's the chance you take when you blitz him, Mike. You get through that original blitz, and he's free to run.
Drew Ross makes the tackle. He is the linebacker and also their quarterback. But it's 1st down Highlands. We'll see where they mark it. Right at the 11. It's a 22-yard gain, and it's 1st down.
37 yards on 4 carries for Minaj so far. He's been the offense, Mike.
He's thrown it once to Burford and completed for 26. 1st down at the Freeport 11. Straight ahead, Beasley gets a hold this time and gets some traction as he gets it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. Chase Flynn, a sophomore nose guard, made the tackle.
Mike, he scored a touchdown earlier in the season against East Allegheny.
He did. He's carried it as much tonight as he's carried it all season. 3-yard gain to the 8. 2nd down, 7. Clock winds to 7:25. 1st quarter. Rams on the opening drive, moving it. Lucas keeps it. Lucas tries to spin away and stretches down to the 6. Holding on for dear life was Schlegel that time.
That time he gave it to Beasley, Mike. He walked into the end zone. So again, he's got to make that decision at the point. Do you pull it out or you stick it in his belly? He decided to hold it that time. Going to throw a big 3rd down and 5 on the opening drive for Highlands. 7:02 in the 1st quarter. We're sustaining a drive here, Mike.
4-down territory, you think? You know, that's the thing we talked about during the week. We didn't get a chance to get to it earlier, but the more you have the ball, the less chance your defense has to get tired. And A lot of that's been happening at end of games. Third down. And it's kept by Lucas. He spins, but they got him. They're gang tackling him. Lucas keeps the pile moving. It's a rugby scrum. He's going to get it down to the 5-yard line, and it's 4th down. Now, will Matt Bonoslawski go for the points, or is he going to go for this?
I say take the points early.
I think I might agree with you on that.
Mike, I remember this crew from Monte Christian. They let him play past the whistle. This time they blew the whistle. I think the pile was still moving.
I guess the Rams are going to go for this. Babinsack 2 for 2 on field goals this year. But it's 4th down. They have to get it inside the 2 to make a first down. They don't have to get into the end zone.
They're going for it.
On the 11th play of the drive, Lucas fires it, and it's incomplete. He threw it down to the goal line, tried to get it to Johnson, but he was well covered. Freeport holds on downs, and they'll have it first down at their 5-yard line.
They go on offense tonight, Mike. We mentioned Drew Ross will be the quarterback, number 11. Amos Glenn, number 33, just plays one way, Mike. Be an outstanding running back, 6 touchdowns last week. Their wideouts are 8, Danny King, 13, Matt Wazlewski, and number 5, Sean Sellinger will play tight end.
Keep your eye out for Sellinger because they like to run him down the middle, and he's got a lot of speed.
Center of 76, Hunter Lang. Guards 52, Cameron Mankey. 56, Cole Trotman. Tackle 77, Wade Bush.
The back is,
and 71, Matt Walsh.
as Dean said, Glenn is the back, Ross the quarterback. They go pistol 1st and 10. And it's kept by Ross this time, and the Rams have him. He gets out to the 7-yard line. Braden Litwicki was the first man to get him. Last week, we mentioned Glenn before you get to the other guys. Glenn last week, 25 carries, 244 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
Mayer also in on the tackle. It's his dad's birthday this week.
Oh, happy birthday, Brian.
And guess who else's birthday this week? Our coach, Matt Bonoslawski.
Oh, happy birthday, Bones. 2nd down and 8. Ross carried that for 2. And the give is to Glenn. The Rams have him and get him for a loss inside the 5-yard line. Partlow and Litwicki was in there. Again, Litwicki's made 2 plays here, fighting off his block. It's a loss on the play, back to the 5. It'll be 3rd and 11.
I feel like Willard Scott doing the birthdays, man.
We're the Smuckers jar. Hey, Bob Skinner turned 93 yesterday.
Good.
There's the Smucker star.
There you go.
There.
Okay, big 3rd down.
Oh, you old-time Pirate fans. Ross with a whirly bird option, fires it. He gets it to Glenn. Glenn is hit. He's going to be hit for a loss back at the 4-yard line. Well, the Rams would have none of that. Kratzenberg and also 56, you said?
Cole Schaefer, Mike.
Cole Schaefer, there we go, 68, thank you.
He's starting at nose tackle tonight. The ends are Braden Litwicki and Logan T's not going tonight. Luke Lattis will slide over to the D end.
4th down. Now the punter standing back with 1 foot near the end line, and this is Danny King, and he kicks a low one. It's going to take a bounce. Montreal should just get out of the way of this. The Rams are going to have great field position. They're going to start at the Freeport 45-yard line with 3:53 left.
Just a little note, Mike, their normal punter and kicker is injured, so these are new guys playing tonight.
I see.
So maybe put a little pressure on them.
If you or someone you know is in need of physical or occupational therapy, consider the caring therapist at Phoenix Physical Therapy, Natrona Heights. Zach Bartolotta and his staff specialize in one-on-one personalized care, coupled with the most up-to-date techniques and equipment in physical and occupational therapy. Phoenix Physical Therapy is conveniently located at 1601 Union Avenue, Natrona Heights, behind Eaton Park and St. Joe's High School. They have flexible hours for your convenience and accept most insurances, including UPMC, so call them today, 724-224-5090 to set up an appointment. First down, Highlands, and Lucas is straight back. And Lucas is going to fire it to the sideline. Wright is down there, and Wright can't get it at the 10-yard line. He went up. He got a couple of hands on it. He was tightly covered down there by Madden Wisniewski, but it's incomplete.
Great field position for Highlands to start the 2nd drive, Mike.
2nd and 10 now for Highlands. No score in the ball game. As these two teams slugging it out, the Rams had a long 11-play drive that stopped at the 5-yard line, but then their defense did the job getting them the ball back. Beasley's the sidecar now. And Lucas wants to throw it again. Here they come after him. He's going to step up. He's hit. He's sacked back at the 45-yard line.
Horse collar there, Mike.
That was Bryson Pega, the outside linebacker. And they're bringing a lot of guys, and we have a Ram down. One of our linemen, I believe it's Cruz Kelly. And we'll take a quick timeout here at 3:28 first quarter. No score in the game. We'll be right back. All right, Cruz Kelly needed a little help to get off the field, so we'll see who replaces Cruz at the tackle position. Left tackle. And the Rams are down to 3rd and 20 after that sack. It's the second Freeport sack. They are bringing a lot of people, more than the Rams can block, and they're having trouble with that.
Field position again turns quickly, unfortunately. We've got 73, Aiden Kale.
Kale has come into play, left tackle, number 73, a sophomore. So it's 3rd down. The clock winds at 3:25. There's no score in the game. Burford splits out to the right with Johnson and Carter, and right to the near side. Beasley the sidecar on 3rd and 20. And back again. And they're come after him again. It's a jailbreak every time. But Lucas going to get outside to the right. He's over the 50. And he's dragged down at the Freeport 46-yard line. And that's Sellinger going down low. And you see they're well coached. They go down low because that's where you got to get Minaj off his feet. He'll fight off that stuff up top. It's a good game, though. He gets most of that sack yardage back. He gets 8 down to the 47. It's 4th down, and the Rams will have to punt. 4th and 12.
Unfortunately, couldn't take advantage of the field position.
No, you have to pin him again. It looks like it might be that night, huh?
Yeah.
The punter is Jackson Babinsack, averaging 29. Amos Glenn is the D-man. Oh, bad snap, but good job by Babinsack to get it out of there. And Mickey, as they call him, comes up and takes it on a knee at the 20-yard line, and that's where the Yellow Jackets will take it. 1st and 10 at the 20. Good job by Babinsack to get that out of there.
And Mike, we didn't get to introduce the entire Highlands defense, but 3 and out the first time. Again, we mentioned the Don lineman, 44, Braden Lutwicki, 68, nose tackle tonight is Cole Schaefer, and Luke Lattis slides over to the other DN. Linebackers 11, Aiden Burford, 5, Tevedo and Kratzenberg, 53, Brendan Mara, 10 is Tavon Partlow, 3 is Montrell Johnson. We'll get the rest after this play.
1st and 10. They give it to Glenn, and Glenn firing off the left side up over the 20 to the 25-yard line. Montrell Johnson up from his linebacker spot to make the stop, and he got help that time.
And he went low on him, Mike. That's how you make your tackles. Cornerback.
Yeah, but before you go, I see 56, so I'm assuming that's Lattis then. They've moved him back to 56 again.
Yes.
They do this to us every week.
Yeah. Of course, they don't tell us.
No, we'll figure it out. We figured it out.
7 is Derai Carter. In one corner, safety is 8, Minaj Lucas, and the other corner is 4.
Now they're going to run the jet to the near side of the field, and the Rams are all over that one. Lutwicki in there, Mara in there. The ball was given to Owen Nielstein. And he gets a loss on the play. Back to the 21-yard line, a 4-yard loss. It'll be 3rd and 9.
And number 6, Marquise Johnson is getting a start at corner.
So Nystine loses 4. And it's 3rd and 9. Rams defense trying to get off the field again. Junior quarterback Drew Ross. He's back. He looks. He fires, and there it was. That play to Sellinger we were talking about, but the Rams defended it, got a piece of it, knocked it away, and it's 4th down.
Put heat on the punter last time, Mike. Let's see if they do it again.
I have a Freeport spy that told me about that play. I'm not going to name it. I'm not naming any names. 4th down. I don't want to rat anyone out.
Well, we should have a big audience tonight, Mike, because the Freeport people, I know now.
Danny King is the punter. Montrell Johnson steps at the 50. There is no score, and now we have a whistle, and Freeport would like to call timeout, and they will do so.
Harvest Moon Coffee and Chocolates, dedicated to serving great La Pimer Espresso Company coffee and hand-dipped small batch candy using the finest Belgian dark and milk chocolates, and now with 2 locations. Downtown Trenton and the Heights Plaza in Trenton Heights. Born our love for great chocolates, remarkable coffee, and a sense of giving back to the community, Harvest Moon Coffee and Chocolates has a mission of providing uniquely delicious products while serving as a gathering place for friends and family. Come experience a one-of-a-kind coffee and chocolate experience at 206 Corbett Street, Trenton, or 1705 Union Avenue, Trenton Heights. They're open weekdays till 5 and weekends till 3. Check out the website at harvestmoon2.com. Drink coffee, eat chocolate, be kind.
Remember, everybody, stay tuned at halftime. It is homecoming, and we'll have all that for you at halftime on the live stream. If you're watching it on Comcast, or if you're watching on Highlands High Sports on Saturday morning maybe, go back to the live stream feed. That's where you want to watch it, and we'll have all that for you. So here's King. Good snap to him, and he kicks a liner. It's going to take one bounce and come right to Montrell at the 49-yard line. Going to put that ball away, Montrell. He's hit, and he
penalty marker.
They might have got him up high. Montrell goes down at the 43-yard line. We'll see what the flag's about. Cameron Mankey made the stop, the sophomore, but we'll see what the penalty's about. Montrell brought it back from the 48 to the 44. It looks like this is going against the Rams.
Mike, the birdie said Highlands 42, Freeport 27. We got less than a minute to go in the first quarter, no score, so something's wrong with that one.
You like the under here. 10-yard penalty on Highlands for a bad block. They'll start at their 39-yard line at 57 seconds, like you just said.
Decent field position again, Mike.
Sure is. Even the 39. They started on their 32 the first time, marched at 11 plays, but returned away at the doorstep. With probably well, I'm going to tell you about the field goal. You know, I was just thinking about something. Here's a give to Veasley, spins, and gets back to the line of scrimmage. You know, they had 2 extra points blocked last week, and you wonder if Bones got that in his head about that. That's very. I ran into this with Jake Kappa many years ago, and he said, "Yeah." I said, "You guys have the best kicker in the Whipple." He said, "Yeah, but can you get it past the line of scrimmage?" He goes, "That's not his fault."
Yeah, Mike, and again, those are 2 big ones. There's no doubt about it. And, trust me, Freeport saw the tape.
Exactly. There are no secrets. 25 seconds left. It's second down 10, Highlands. And again, if the Rams are unable to run the ball, it's going to be hard to throw it. They're going to run a tunnel screen over here to Jamar Wright, and he dropped it. He had Montrell Johnson with a seal block over there. He had some room.
We'll get one more play for the quarter here.
But if you can't line up and run the ball, it's going to be very difficult to get time to throw. And they have pinning their ears back.
1 for 4 so far for Montrell for 26 yards.
19 seconds left of the first quarter. No score in this enormous game. Winner will have the leg up on that 3rd and final playoff spot. And Minaj is in trouble. And Minaj is thrown back like they won't blow the whistle.
This time they don't blow the whistle and let everybody pile on.
And Johnson sacked for the
early.
3rd time already.
They've got to be consistent, Mike, and they haven't been.
No, it's a 12-yard sack. The 3rd one of the game. And now Lucas is down. Philippe's Family Dining and Pizzeria was born in Natrona Heights in 1999, and it didn't take long for the name to become synonymous with great food and overwhelming community support. Philippe's offers award-winning burgers, wings, specialty sandwiches, wraps, and of course pizza. Not just any pizza, but the often imitated, never duplicated Birdville pie. Made with their special super secret recipe and named in honor of the Birdville section of Harrison, where Philippe's is located. The kitchen's open after the game, so stop by and say hi or call 724-226-3505 for takeout. It's the place where Rams fans meet and greet. Philippe's Family Dining and Pizzeria, Freeport Road, Natrona Heights. Dean, that was the last play of the quarter, but the concern is Lucas, who seems to be walking a lot better now as he gets to the bench. He throws the helmet down, but Anne's going to take a look at him, and hopefully everything will be okay. That's the last play of the quarter.
Well, Mike, got to talk to Mike DeZord, an old friend from Highlands days. He's now a volunteer coach for Freeport. You remember his son, Mitch?
Yes, I do.
Mitch got a new job, Mike.
And what's Mitch doing these days?
He's at Mar-Lago, and he's heading up part of the Trump campaign, and he's deep sea fishing tomorrow.
How about that?
I told Mike you would be thrilled.
Way to go, Mitch.
And Mitch may be watching right now, in fact, because I told him where he could see the game live. Hi, Mitch.
Hi, Mitch. Here's the snap to Babinsack, and he gets it off. Good kick. They call it for the fair catch at the 43-yard line. It is taken.
And that saves big yardage.
By Amos Glenn.
43-yard line.
So we got Mitch running the show down there, Mike. So,
well, everything's under control then.
Mitch was, remember he led the team in tackles.
The sacks, big sacker too. 30-yard punt, no return.
And a great basketball player. He played basketball for W&J.
1,000-point score.
Freeport goes to work first time with decent field position.
Yes, their
Let's see what
best.
they can do.
First down, Yellow Jackets at the 43-yard line. No score in the ball game. We start the second quarter. Sellinger, the motion man, and a handoff to Glenn through the middle. Glenn finds resistance, gets it up over the 45 to the 46-yard line. Now, again, you talk about they saw the tape. They saw it last week, what Zaire Williams did to Highlands, especially in the second half.
Cole Schaefer and Brennan Mayer in on that play. Different running back style for
very
Zaire
much.
Williams versus Amos Glenn. He's more of a speedster than Williams. Williams just pounded us.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Ross, the quarterback. Nice Stein in motion. Ross going to keep it. Ross going to be hit, and he's going to be dragged out. Another one by Litwicki. What a game he's having. He's hit for a loss back at the 44-yard line. That was a run, I think, but regardless, it's a loss. It's a loss of 2.
Tevino and Kratzenberg and Logan Tees leads us with tackles. Third on the list is Brendan Litwicki, and remember, he missed 2 games, Mike.
Mm-hmm. 3rd and 9 now.
Braden doing a great job down there this year. Senior leaders. That's what they need, some leadership down there.
Ross has thrown it twice, completed 1.
Here comes
And he's
everybody.
back.
Pressure's on him.
He looks. They're
He's gonna
holding.
step up.
He
He's
fires. He sits down at the turf, and it's caught on a great catch, picking it off the AstroTurf by Sean Sellinger, and it's first down Freeport at the 26-yard line.
27-yard line. Touchdown, Freeport.
I thought Drew Ross is dangerous near the line of scrimmage. Mike couldn't let that one go, but good pass, good catch.
29 yards. And Sellinger comes into this game averaging 28 yards of reception. He was right on it. First down at the Highlands 27. And a give is to Glenn. Oh, he's got a head of steam this time. Look out, he turns the corner and is hit, and he's very close to a first down at the 18-yard line. Jamar Wright came up from his safety spot to make the tackle.
Freeport seems to have momentum going.
They sure do. They have the ball down at the 18-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain. Opens up the playbook for John Gaylott and his staff.
Twins to the left and right this time.
4 wides.
Man in motion.
They're going to have Ross run it this time. He's going to get the first down off the right side and gets pushed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Derai Carter finished it, but it's first down Freeport, their second of the drive.
Jamar Wright also had to stop it. Like you said, Mike, they needed a yard. They got it +1.
That's their first 2 first downs of the football game.
Last year, Mike, Freeport were 3-7. In 2022, they were 10-2. They got to the semifinals, the furthest they've ever gone in their campaigns. John Gaylott, 17th season. He's the longest tenured coach in the AK Valley now. And he has them on the move.
First and 10.
Empty backfield this time.
Glenn motions out. Now he comes in jet motion. They're going to give it to him. Glenn tries to find an avenue, gets one outside, and was pushed out of bounds at about the 11-yard line. Litwicki was over there again.
And he really stayed with that play, Mike. He was blocked. They got the inside position on him, but he hung in there to bring him down, but not until he picked up 6.
Let's see where they put it. They're going to put it at the 11.
10-yard line.
Second down, we'll call it a long 4. Again, Glenn had big game last week in their big win that they had 48-20 against the Valley Vikings. That was big for him because Dad used to play at Valley.
Yes.
This is Ross keeping it. Ross dances inside the 5 and into the end zone for a Freeport touchdown. A 57-yard drive, and Freeport draws first blood at 9:07 left in the first half.
10 yards straight up the middle. Extra point may be interesting here, right?
So Ross goes in. It's 11-yard touchdown. Cole Troutman, a junior, number 56. Ball is down. He kicks it. Got plenty of distance, and it's good.
Snuck it in the upright.
So at 9:07 left of this, the first half, it is Freeport 7 and the Highlands Golden Rams nothing.
If you're planning a vacation, just looking for someone to keep an eye on your pet for the day, then look no further than Pittsburgh Paws Pet Resort. Pittsburgh Paws, located on 4 acres in Fawn Township, with plenty of room to run in a beautiful country setting. Pittsburgh Paws is family-owned, and the owner lives on-site. They offer dog and cat boarding and self-service dog wash and even doggy daycare. Doggy daycare allows dogs to play together in a supervised, high-security indoor-outdoor play yard. Your pup is assessed for temperament and play style and plays with the perfect group. Call Pittsburgh Paws today at 724-888-7297 or check them out at pittsburghpaws.com. And remember, they're just half a mile off Route 28. Pittsburgh Paws Pet Resort, Pittsburgh's premier family-owned and operated pet care facility.
Montrell Johnson and Derai Carter will go back deep for Highlands. They need something to happen here. You can just feel that there is not a whole lot of momentum on the Highlands side right now. They're going to kick a bouncer, and Carter's going to grab it at the 20. Tries to come to the near side of the field, makes one man miss, and he gets dragged down at the 35-yard line, and we'll check the flag out. And there's another flag over here on the sideline, and we'll see what that's all about. And we're going to have another 15-yard Highlands penalty, it looks like, coming on this, and they just beat themselves.
Yeah,
that's all they do. They just beat themselves, and these are controllable errors.
Don't know what the first flag was, though, Mike.
Probably a block in the back or something. This is probably, and they'll probably march them both.
Let's see.
They should march the original penalty, and then the 15 yards came after. They're just killing themselves with penalties like this.
They'll find themselves deep in the hole, that's for sure.
Let's see here. Let's see if we can pick it up.
Where's the horse going?
Block in the back. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Takes 2 penalties and puts Highlands. They were going to be out near the 40-yard line, and they're on their 7.
4 penalties, 45 yards. Freeport, nothing.
Let's take a guess. Who's winning, Dean? Our starting lineups tonight were brought to you by Dan Timmons Painting, with Braden and Daniel on board. The 5th generation of Timmons got you covered. First down, Highlands, 1st and 93. The good news is Minaj Lucas is on the field. And they need something good to happen to turn the momentum of this football game.
Early on, it was all Highlands, like great field position, just couldn't take advantage of it. Went for it on 4th down at the 5-yard line, came up empty.
Cruz Kelly's back in the game at left tackle, by the way. They're going to run a stretch to Beasley. Tries to get out of there, but let's just be honest here. There are too many white shirts at the ball carrier. The Rams aren't blocking anybody. Beasley's knocked out at about the 10. No, I'm sorry. At the 6-yard line, they lost a yard. 2nd and 11.
Beasley, 5 carries, 4 yards.
I mean, the back can only do so much. And again, a very young Freeport football team. 2nd and 11. And here's Lucas back. He's going to throw it deep. Jamar Wright is down there. He gave himself a little advantage with a push. They both had hands on each other, but the pass was overthrown, incomplete. And it seems like that's the way the Rams scored last week against Deer Lakes on that 1-point loss. Their touchdowns were 27, 35, 53, and 56, and their longest drive was 6 plays.
And Mike, I think if he doesn't do the push, he might be able to get there.
He might be. I think he might. Do you think he knocked himself off balance a little bit? 3rd and 11 now. And this is huge right now, because if they don't make this, you're setting Freeport up for a 2-score lead. And
they're under 10 seconds.
Play clock down to 5. Now Lucas gives a word or two to Kratzenberg, who's the back. Minaj is back, just gets it off, steps up. Going to come to the near side of the field. He may make this. He's going to. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. First down, Highlands at the 37-yard line. It's their best offense.
Yeah. 31 yards, just pulled the ball down. Now 10 rushes for Minaj, 57 yards.
Fourth Highlands first down. He gets to the 37-yard line, and
reminds me of a big version of Stevie Breaston. Like that was basically what Woodland Hills used to do. Just everybody run out, and I'll take it from here.
first and 10, Highlands. Straight ahead to Veasley. Tries to break a tackle. Boy, they are sure, strong tacklers. They're breaking too many tackles. Minaj is, but that's his normal thing. But Veasley's not breaking any. They are bringing him down.
And they're gang tackling, Mike.
Bryson Pega again, the sophomore linebacker, Gaylord 2. And now we're going to have a Highlands timeout at 7:24 to go first half. And the Yellow Jackets leading it 7-0. B&J Sports been outfitting our local teams and the great sports fans of the AK Valley for more than 6 decades. Look no further than B&J Sports for all your sporting goods needs. Glenn Mills and his friendly staff provide that personal touch. Customized high school jackets, team uniforms, trophies, or plaques, or any kind of sports equipment. You just can't beat the service at B&J Sports. B&J Sports, located at 1605 Freeport Road, Natrona Heights. They're open 9 to 5:30 weekdays and Saturdays 9 till noon. Or give them a call, 724-226-2762. There's something to be said for longevity, and 6 decades says it all. B&J Sports.
Talk about Minaj Lucas, Mike, 721 yards and 9 touchdowns passing. He's ran for 723 yards and 11 touchdowns. He's accounted for 20 of our touchdowns. This is basically in 4 games because we only played 1 quarter against Newcastle, and he only didn't play the second half against Monty Christian. So impressive numbers for Minaj, but you got to get some help.
Yeah, you do. Well, they've had the ball a little more tonight. I mean, they had a nice first drive and weren't able to pay it off with any points. And now this drive started all the way back at their 7, which makes it difficult because any kind of mistakes you make. And again, this started after those 2 penalties on the kickoff that they just can't seem to stop shooting themselves in the foot with those. First down. And Lucas going to throw it to Burford. Can't make a man miss. They tackle so well. That was Madden Wisniewski one-on-one out there with Burford, but he brought him down.
Bring up 3rd and 10.
We call it no gain. It's only 2nd down, isn't it?
We just made the first down.
We just made the first down. That was the first play, wasn't it? No.
I think so, right?
3rd down, they say. Oh, it was the Veasley play on the first one, I guess. And there is hiking it deep, and it is incomplete. Tried to get it to Burford, and it's 4th down. Yeah, the Rams called timeout after the first play to Veasley. That's what
Correct.
it was.
Yeah, he had 2 yards on the first play.
Rams, back to punt, number 20, Jackson Pavlik. Back deep, Freeport, number 33, Amos Glenn.
Burford that time was behind the defender, decided to come up, try to make a play on it. Maybe he stays back, he gets that one. By the way, shout out to Ray Konjak, Mike, watching in Gettysburg.
Hey, Ray.
Good old Ray, Freeport man.
Can't wait till basketball season. We have our talk show on the way.
Yes.
Snap to Babinsack, and he kicks it. He's going to get it down on the turf. This should be a good one. It's going to take a Highlands bounce inside the 20. And that's what you like to do. And Montrell Johnson will kill it at the 17-yard line. Good punt. Pushes Freeport back to their 17. 6:27 left first half. 7-0 Yellow Jackets.
Mike, I have happy trails. Freeport line coach Tom DeFilippi passed away. He coached there from 1965 to 84 and became a friend of mine, a golf partner, and just a great guy. I put him in the Chuck Wagner mode, a coach who no one ever said anything bad about.
Yeah, that's a good trait to have.
Class guys, not making them like that anymore.
So Freeport will start deep in their own territory down at the 17-yard line. 7-0. A turnover would really help. Ross going to throw it. And they're going to run a wide receiver screen over there, and it's caught up over the 25 to the 26-yard line. It's pulled in by Madden Wisniewski, the wide receiver.
Wright made the tackle, but not until he got good yardage.
He did. They're going to put him at the 17, and they're going to move them. First down, 10-yard gain.
And Mike, you just feel Freeport, they're playing at their tempo, and they have the momentum, and they will get the ball to start the second half.
So first down at the 27. Clock winds under 6 minutes, first half. Rams show blitz. They hand it to Glenn, and they're waiting for him. Litwicki and TOC Kratzenberg.
Schwicky's 5th tackle on the evening.
So the one thing the Highlands defense has done here so far is they have kept Amos Glenn in check so far.
Yep, 6 touchdowns last week.
And this is a Freeport team that averages 32 points a game, and they only have 7. However, the Highlands offense has not got going against this Freeport defense. And they only allow 14 a game. Second and 10. Glenn the sidecar. He's going to get it. Come to the near side of the field. Get a block. Turn the corner up over the 30 with a marker down. He's dragged down at the 35-yard line. Tevin Owen Kratzenberg made the tackle. But this one might be coming back. This would be Freeport's first penalty of the night. If it's against them.
Lattice made the tackle. Luke Lattice, 56.
Let's see what Joe Catanese has for us. Holding against Freeport. There we go.
Mike, there used to be a guidance counselor up in Leechburg, Tony Kennedy. I don't know if that's a relation or not.
Could be.
Tom would know. I'll have to ask Tom at halftime.
So back to the original line of scrimmage where this drive started at the 17-yard line. 2nd and 20 now. Less than 5 minutes to go. First half at Golden Ram Stadium on homecoming.
Oh, one too fast.
And Ross going to keep it. He turns.
Right,
oh, what a play by Litwicki. He grabbed him by the shirt and would not let him get by. He was past him, and he still reached out there and brought him down.
Obviously, they're not calling horse colors tonight, Mike, because that's the second one. One on us, one on them.
5 yards on that. A big 3rd and 15 for this Highlands defense. Keep your eyes on 5, Sellinger. He is in the near slot to the right.
Kept him in check tonight so far, too.
3rd and 15.
Big play for the Golden Rams.
Drew Ross
4 minutes
checks
to go.
his wristband, and now he's back. He's going to sprint right.
Blitz
He looks all day. He fires, and it is incomplete.
Great play by Wright.
Jamar Wright got up there. Ross could have made a sandwich back there, but the Rams covered it well. He didn't have anybody to throw it to, and it's 4th down.
3:55 to go in the half. Highlands will get the ball with a chance to tie the score here, trailing 7-0. And Mike, no doubt about it, this is a must-win game.
It is, because you lose this one, you're 1-3. You're already looking up at Freeport. You're looking up at Burrell. Burrell's playing Valley tonight. Rams are in 5th right now, and Freeport's in 3rd. Only the top 3 are assured of it. There will be 3 wild cards. You want to leave it to somebody else to tell you? Danny King kicks it. And now Montrell is going to get out of there. Rams will have good field position. They'll start at their 40 at 3:45 left in the first half. Freeport leads it 7-0.
Tonight in Allegheny, 7 action. Imani Christian coming off a big win against a non-conference opponent. The only other private school in 3. They beat North Catholic 48-28. They're 6-0, and I'm declaring the private school champs of 3A.
Oh, congratulations to them. Let's send them a plaque. Maybe Glenn Mills can make one up.
They play winless East A tonight. By the way, Mike, action on the private versus public. In the House, the legislature passed a bill basically pushing it back to the PIA to do what they want as far as having 2 separate classifications.
Which means nothing will happen. Here's Lucas. Near side of the field. Turns a corner. 45-50. That flag was thrown from West Trenton. Where did that come from?
No idea, but let's see where they mark them.
So that's going to nullify all that.
Would it be from the spot of the flag if there's a foul?
Yes.
Oh, they call it a horse collar, Mike.
It might be. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, it's on Highlands. So Lucas will get the gain down to the Freeport 43, which is 17 yards. And then the penalty comes after that.
So he gets a 17?
Yes, he does. So the penalty will take it to the 47.
Minaj now 11 rushes, 74 yards. Highlands has all their timeouts left.
First down.
Oh, no, he took one, right?
First, yes, they did. Two apiece. First down and 3. Haven't heard that one this week. Lucas going to throw it. He's in trouble. And he gets rid of it to the near side. He had Montrell Johnson wide open, but Minaj was just running for his life to get rid of it. You need a little air under that one. That could have been a huge play for the Rams. And that's a good time to try to take a shot on 1st and 3.
Might get back to the public situation. The legislature has pushed it back to the PIA. PIA always said the legislature is blocking it, but now they're saying, hey, you take it over, do what you want with it. You can't kick the privates out of the PIA, but you can separate.
We'll get back to that in a minute. They give it to Veasley, tries to break a tackle, but again, this Freeport defense will not let the Rams run the football.
Lost on a play.
My thought on that is that they were saying that the legislator did it because they didn't want to do anything with it. Now that they have a chance to do something with it, they won't touch it. You see how they treat the private schools. They're not going to do anything.
But again, at least it's on them. Now they can't blame.
They can't hide any longer?
Right.
4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd and 7. It was 1st and 3. 3rd and 7 doesn't seem so bad, but the way Freeport's been coming after the passer tonight, they already have 3 sacks. And could add a ton more if not for Minaj. Here they come again. Steps up. Gets out of there. He fires a prayer, and it is intercepted on the tip. Picked off by Wisniewski. Marker down at the 13-yard line. It was tipped up in the air by Drew Ross, and Wisniewski picked it off, but we'll see what the flag is.
I don't think it's the flag. I think it's marking the ball.
Oh, okay. That was the pink bean bag, and it's a turnover on the interception. Minaj throws his 8th interception of the year. But he's got no time.
Yeah, he's got no time with the pressure on him. He's just throwing them, hopefully jump balls up, but that time Freeport jumped higher.
So with 2:14 left of the first half, still 7-0 Yellow Jackets. The Rams are fortunate they're not down by 2 or 3 touchdowns right now.
Yeah, the defense doing a nice job, but the offense can't move the ball.
First down at the 35. Glenn the sidecar, Ross the quarterback. He tipped that ball up in the air, made the interception possible.
They're going in the air.
He's back. He looks. He's going to fire it deep. Oh, he's got a man wide open. And it's Danny King, and he's on his way. Danny King, 65 yards. Touchdown, Freeport. Freeport has the lead 13-0, and we have a Ram down. But Freeport has scored again. They get the big play off the sudden change.
And don't forget, Mike, they'll get the ball to start the second half.
Litwicki is down.
Like other action in Allegheny 7 night, Burroughs of Valley, the battle of the bypass. 1 win between them, but again, throughout the record books tonight, Burrough upset East A last week, 22-14. Valley lost to Freeport, 48-20. And Deer Lake's coming off the big win against us. They host number 5 Beaver, non-conference, but a big game in 3A to see where they match up.
Litwicki comes to the sideline under his own power, but that was Drew Ross on a 65-yard pass to Danny King, and he was wide open. He could have ran all the way to Freeport with that one.
No doubt about it, Mike. Somebody blew a coverage.
So the big fella, Cole Troutman, on to add the extra point, and Freeport leads it 14-0. They will if he makes it, of course. Bryson Pega, the holder. Snap, ball down. Kick is on the way. Troutman's kick is good.
Much straighter.
At 2:03. And Freeport, pretty pretty much dominating here in the first half. They lead at 14-0.
They are having things their way. There's no doubt about it. Well, the Boucher family's been in business of insurance in Natrona Heights for 70 years. They're uniquely qualified to help you choose home and auto insurance that protects you and your family. Bouchers are independent agents. In addition, nationwide, they're working with all the leading companies in the industry, like Progressive, Allstate, Travelers, Penn National, and National General. Find new ways for you to save on your home and auto insurance. Call your hometown independent agents, John and Nick Boucher, at 724-224-4300 and choose the coverage right for you and your family. And as always, they're open Saturdays for your convenience. Remember, in the AK Valley, you're in good hands with Boucher Agency on your side.
One play, 65 yards, 11 seconds.
That'll do it.
Sounds like a Highlands drive. Highlands needs one of those drives. Really struggled here tonight. Have not been able to run the ball. Now, Minaj has run it on broken plays, but just planning from scrimmage not happening. Montrell Johnson's on his way, 35-40, 45-50, pushed out of bounds in Freeport territory. Oh, wouldn't it be huge if the Rams could get some points here?
Minute 54 to go. They have time.
Great job by Montrell Johnson. First down. They're going to put it at the Freeport 49-yard line. I lied. It's at the 50. Okay. I tried to buy a yard from the fellas. 14-0. Freeport leads it, trying to move their record to 5-2. 3-1 in conference with 5 seniors. They go pistol. And they give us to, now it's kept by Lucas. Well, if he'd have given it to Beasley, but I think he just knew he didn't have the ball. Lucas gets a yard to the 49-yard line.
And unfortunately, that keeps the clock running, right?
2nd and 9, or fortunately.
However you want to look at it.
But they really do have to try to score here, especially considering Freeport gets the ball to start the second half.
Big.
Well, you see what Bones was thinking when he didn't kick that field goal, huh? Lucas is back. He has a pocket this time a little bit. Fires it downfield. Oh, it's nearly intercepted. Should have been. It was right into the hands of Danny King, who he might have been tired from running that touchdown in a second ago.
Minaj now only 2 of 10 for 24 yards.
3rd and 10.
Kratzenberg going to go into running back this time for Beasley.
Clock stops on the incomplete pass, 1:12 to go. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Johnson in motion, looked like he was running forward. And Lucas in trouble, and here comes the Czar's Army with a marker down.
Might have got a fake pass.
Penalty is going to be holding against Highlands. And I think John Gailot's just going to decline this. The last time Freeport was here, they beat Highlands 14-0. That was the Timmons Bowl, if you remember, 2015, and that was John Gailot's first win against Highlands in his career.
Did that break that 14-game win streak we had going too?
And there's the holding call against the Rams. And why would you take the? Okay, it's declined. So they'll take the sack.
And remember, Mike, they broke up our opening night here. They beat us
the very first game. Yeah, the very first game. That was in 2002. Freeport won that game 14-7. Dennis Gerhardt, 18 carries, 100 yards, and a touchdown, and also had 3 sacks. And they had to play without Luke Westerman, their quarterback, that was suspended that night. First Highlands touchdown was scored by Jason Booker.
Owner of Pittsburgh.
Pause
Pet Resort. By the way, Mike, it's interesting that they've only played each other 4 times in bordering schools. Highlands won in 04 and 05. But Freeport really hurt them with the 2 victories they had here. Well, there's no better time than right now to stop at a Highland Tire and Highland Integrity Alignment for your family-owned and operated hometown choice for tires in the AK Valley. Highland Tires offers one of the largest and most complete inventory of tires and custom wheels in the Pittsburgh area. If you don't see it on site, they'll order it for you. At Highlands Tire, you are the #1 priority. Stop in today and see why Highlands fans choose us for tires and auto repair and oil changes. Visit HighlandTire.com or Trenton. Call them at 724-224-9222. In Natrona Heights, 724-224-7900. Or Highland Integrity Alignment at 724-224-5900. Highland Tire service integrity price since 1961. They deliver.
All right, Amos Glenn is back deep to receive this punt. As Babinsack will kick it left to right. Not much wind tonight. Another warm night. Oh, he kicked it low and got it through. It's going to hit. Now Rams need to let this go as long as possible to take more time off the clock. Of course, the refs blow the whistle dead. Blow it dead quickly. It's down by Choma at the 28-yard line, and Freeport will have it. We'll see what they do. 27 seconds, a 14-0 lead. They get the ball coming out. I'm expecting a knee.
I would do that, Mike. Just get out of town.
33-yard punt, no return. Remember, stay tuned. Those of you on the live stream side, we'll have all the homecoming festivities for you. And we will have that coming up with Mr. Heasley.
I forgot a center. Yep, there you go, Mike. Victory position.
And they're going to take the knee. And that's going to wrap it up. That is the end. Well, it will be if they start the clock. We need to do that. There we go. So the first half will come to an end here at Highlands, and it's a big first half for Freeport as they lead it at the break. Your score, Freeport 14, Highlands nothing. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with stats, more, homecoming, and all that good stuff.